There are so many ways to describe the rise in gas prices.
Blows my mind. It's a crazy number.
2 days it's going up 25, 26 cents.
Perhaps the best word is brutal.
Oh.
But wouldn't it sound better if it was fixable?
Anything to make it lower. Anything to make it lower.
There's a growing push to suspend the federal gas tax of 18.4 cents per gallon. The idea has bipartisan support.
And that sounds good, but do you know?
Find out the big roadblock that could keep it from happening. Plus, the high gas prices are causing crooks to commit a new kind of crime that will leave you saying,
Wait, what? Like, whoa. Gas prices are that high now?
let's dig into it. Gas prices are so high right now, police are warning that more crooks are lurking in the shadows trying to steal your gas. And it's not that old-fashioned siphoning out with a hose. Nowadays, it involves this sound. And it can do some serious damage to your ride.
This has never happened before.
But it's happening now. Thieves drilling holes in gas tanks to empty them out. And it's all over the country. Atlanta, Seattle, Sacramento, where someone even broke into the county probation officer's parking lot, stealing the fuel from 9 different cars.
Well, gas is really high price, so I wasn't super surprised.
The thief caused thousands of dollars in damage and left behind puddles of spilled fuel on the pavement and the strong smell of gasoline in the air.
Wait, what?
Ryan Ortiz works out at the gym next door and says the crime is a sign of the times.
And that is mind-blowing. Like, whoa. Gas prices are that high now?
So what can you do to protect your car from gasoline theft? AAA recommends parking in a garage or well-lit area and parking in a secure location if possible. They say drivers should also find a spot close to the door or with the most visibility and foot traffic.
It's bad times and people do bad things. It's not good. Hopefully they'll get caught.
The damage to your car can get costly. A new gas tank can cost you up to $1,400. Gas Buddy says we're going to keep smashing that record high for gas prices every single day, at least for a while. But some lawmakers have an idea to help ease pressure at the pump.
We need to suspend the gas tax, 18.4 cents a gallon. There's no need for it, but it will help reduce the inflationary pressures that are causing rising gas prices at the pump. And Americans should be angry. I'm angry.
Congress sets the federal gas tax rate all the way back in 1993 was the last time they changed it. The Department of Energy says gas cost $1, one single dollar, not even an S on it, and 11 cents back then. The rate hasn't increased since then. Now, Investopedia says the majority of the gas tax revenue goes right towards fixing our country's roads. Most of the time it goes into the Highway Trust Fund. But get this, the gas tax is not even enough money anymore to cover all the costs of our roads. Since 2008, the U.S. Treasury has had to make contributions to the Highway Trust also. That has lawmakers on both sides of the aisle saying, hey, maybe if we don't get a whole lot of money, we should temporarily suspend that tax.
That sounds good, but do you know that there is no guarantee that the oil companies pass that reduction on to the consumer? And it's very hard to write a bill that requires them to pass it on to the consumer.
You can see the impact of different gas taxes just by crossing state lines. Look at AAA's map from today. South Carolina's gas is so much cheaper than North Carolina, they're in a different color code than we are. In North Carolina right now, the average gallon of gas costs $4.13. In South Carolina, it's $4.03, 10 cents cheaper. Economists say a big part of that is the difference between gas taxes in the states. South Carolina's gas tax is 26 cents per gallon. North Carolina, 38.5 cents. In the past, Gas Buddy said that can make a big difference for you.
A lot of states that will have much different gas taxes than surrounding states, and that can translate into gas prices that just by going over a state line could go up 20 to 40 cents.
North Carolina has the 9th highest gas tax in the whole country. North Carolina lawmakers at the General Assembly have debated for years and years about if we should lower the gas tax. Perhaps the best summary of the argument we ever heard came in 2015 from High Point University economics professor Peter Summers.
That's really the essence of the trade-off. It's like, yeah, I'd love to pay 7 cents less at the pump, but I also like to drive on nice roads.
At this point, the Biden administration says they're looking for new places to get oil from, too. The idea is to make up for banning all that Russian oil because of Russia's attack on Ukraine. The White House sent representatives to Venezuela this week. We cut off relations with the country back in 2019, but now that we need gas, we're trying to reopen those lines. We also reached out to other countries like Iran and Saudi Arabia. Some worry about that message that sends.
None of those countries is a friend of the United States, and we shouldn't kid ourselves that they are.
Venezuela is an OPEC country. Investopedia says the country ranks 12th globally in oil production. The White House warned people, though, don't get too far ahead of yourself. Negotiations are still in the early stage.
I think that's leaping several stages ahead in any process. There was a discussion that was had by members of the administration over the course of the last several days. Those discussions are also ongoing.
Another source of gas right here in Greensboro. You pass by the Colonial Pipeline all the time, their tank farm on I-40. Questions have come up about, can it help us out? Well, experts say ramping up supply there likely won't make much of an impact on price. You see, gas is a global commodity. That means even if there's a shortage somewhere else in the world, we still feel the impact of the price here at home. But Gas Buddy experts say if we could all cut down on driving, that really could go a long way towards forcing prices back down. However, you know, giving up the car is not an option for most of us. So here are 3 more realistic ways to drive less without sitting in your house all day. 1, so many people make multiple trips to different grocery stores when they shop. Do it all in one place. Think, is it really worth it to drive across town to get fruit from one place and meat at the other place you like? 2, see if you can carpool to work with coworkers who live close by. It will help cut down on gas demand and cut down on your spending. And 3, use that coffee machine that's just sitting on your counter. Instead of stopping every morning for a caffeine fix, just make it at home. I know these are small changes for a big problem, but gas is expensive. Cutting back everywhere you can will help because we're going to be in this for a while, according to Gas Buddy. WFMY News 2 at 6 is next.